Well, I didn't have stereotypes myself, but a lot of friends were like, "Oh, like why are you going to China? It's such a poor country, you know, like people like don't have like food to eat, whatever. Like it's like such a bad place." And then those friends who were saying those things, like later on they were like, "Oh, we want to come and visit you," and then they come here and they're like, "Wow, like everything is so developed." It's like.
All right, so if you're here for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like any of our videos, share content with a friend, and let's grow this channel together.
Welcome you to China.
All right, thank you. All right. Right, so welcome back again to another episode of Living in China. Today we are on the street of Beijing, and I just met this brother right here to share his experience of our life in China. So, sir, welcome back to the channel. Oh, this is the first time here. Sorry. So,
Yeah,
welcome to my channel. I'm Kwesi from Ghana, and this is a channel for foreigners and expats in China to share their experiences. So, I welcome you to the channel.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure. My name is Richard. I've been in China for 14 years now. China has been treating me very well. I came here in 2008 to study Chinese, and after half a year I went back to my home, like to my country, Latvia. And then I told my parents, no, I'm not going back to China, that's it. They were like, oh, try one more year. I was like, okay, I will go back for one more year, then I go back for a year, and I'm 14 years later, I'm still here, so yeah, I got my bachelor's degree here, then I started working and did some other jobs, and then I ended up for this tourism NGO that I did the internship, and it has been, before the pandemic, it was like very nice, I mean it's still a very nice job, but it was more exciting because you could travel around China, world, see lots of people. Now it's a bit more quiet due to pandemic, but still okay.
Still okay. So you came to China to study,
Yeah.
right? And after that, you went back to your hometown and decided to come for just a year.
Yeah.
And it has been like 1 year after the other.
Yeah.
So what major thing that is keeping you in China? Because I think based on your qualification, you can work in other countries. Why are you still living in China? What is keeping you?
Well, I think the thing that's keeping me is people, food, diversity. That you meet people from all like other parts of the world, like yourself, and it's very like dynamic. Everything is changing very fast, like technologies, like new things. That's kind of keeping me. But now I'm kind of on a fence, either to stay or go. So we'll see, But I have been saying that for 14 years, so that's maybe not fair for me to say that.
Right. So in this 14 years journey in China, what have you learned socially, culturally, and morally about the life here in China? So let's take the social aspect of life. What have you learned socially in China?
Well, I think, it's like a socialism country with the capitalist parts, so I feel that people are more people like care more about the well-being of like the society as general, opposed to their like own like this how you call it, this kind of like, I think China how to better put it. Let me think. Like China is good. I don't think China is good for people as individuals, but it's good for like people as a group.
As a group,
like
right.
China is not like encouraging like this individualistic kind of. I mean, it's still like people go for like this. Like individual success and that kind of things, but I feel that China is trying to make sure that like everyone's kind of getting by well.
All right. So culturally, what have you learned in China?
Culturally, wow. I mean, to be honest, I feel still that I'm learning. I don't feel that I've become like a China expert. Like I'm aware of these social norms that maybe are more prevalent in China than in Western countries. I mean, like sharing meals and that kind of things, and kind of respecting more like elders.
That's right.
You refer. Even using like a different words when you refer to older people and that kind of stuff, but I still feel that I'm learning every day something new about China.
Great. On this journey, on this 14 years journey in China, there has been challenges for you as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
What has been some of the challenges that you've been through here for the past 14 years?
Challenge is to, especially now in the middle of this COVID pandemic, bullshit, whatever. So it's the challenge that how to, because before the pandemic you could go back home, you could see your family, friends back home, and you would still feel like, okay, like I feel good because I've seen my family, I've seen my siblings, all the friends back home. But now it's like I haven't almost been back for almost like 2 years, like maybe a year and something, 8 months. So you feel some part of you is missing. I don't know how you feel yourself, for like living abroad, and being from
family,
from like that you obviously we will always be foreigners
That's
here.
right. That's right.
Because you cannot change the way you look, right?
That's
so
right.
Even though you learn the language, you learn the social norms, you learn the culture, but there is still this, you miss your like mother tongue, you miss like bonding with your people. So I miss that part, like that's the only thing that's like holding me kind of back. And maybe the second one is nature. I miss like nature, I miss more those kind of things.
Okay, so you come from Latvia and now you live in China. I believe before coming to China, you heard so many things about China. Then you go to China and say like, but I heard this is not true. What are some of the things that you heard about China, only to find out that they were not true when you got to China?
Well, I didn't have stereotypes myself, but a lot of friends were like, oh, like, why are you going to China? It's such a poor country, like people like don't have like food to eat, whatever, like, it's like such a bad place. And then those friends who were saying those things, like, later on they were like, oh, we want to come and visit you, and then they come here and they're like, wow, like everything is so developed, it's like, so fast paced, everything is modern, like such a good infrastructure. So it was just, a lot of I think already now, like, people don't have any stereotypes about China, but like back then there was still quite some stereotypes, and then when people come to China, they're totally like
have different experience.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, 40 years in China, I believe you traveled to different places in China. What is your favorite city so far in China?
Favorite city? Well, that's a very. I like Kunming.
Kunming.
That's province. No, Kunming City. Right? Kunming City.
Yeah.
Like,
why do you like Kunming?
I like Kunming. I like Yunnan. It's kind of like Southeast Asia. Like the food, the weather. Maybe as a city, definitely Shanghai. But I'm living in Beijing myself. I think there's so many beautiful places in China. It's actually hard to name like one place
to
that
be your favorite.
Yeah. It's like I feel China is like kind of like a small world inside the world. So that's how I feel. You can find everything here. You know, you can go to Sanya, you can go surfing, you can go to north, like skiing, whatever. Like there's so many,
everything
so
right there.
diverse.
Yeah, so diverse.
So diverse.
What is your general overview of China? If you had to describe your general overview of your life experience here for 14 years, what are you going to say?
Wow. Well, this has been a very good ride in China in terms of like meeting people here, having these, you know, experiences. But I think on the top of the list is definitely meeting people from like all over the world, and like learning about their story. I think it's more of that than anything else, you know. Yeah.
Great. I know this video is going to be on YouTube and people all over the world is going to watch us. Most of the people basically watching us from different parts of the world will not be in China like you and I to experience this country. What message do you want to put across for people outside China who want to come to China but they also have these perceptions, stereotypes about China? What is one thing you're going to tell them?
Come here and experience China yourself. You know, that's the only thing I can tell. Yeah, you need to like come here and experience China. It's an amazing place.
It's an amazing place. Thank you so much for talking to me. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate the time.
No worries.
I'm so grateful. Thank you, sir. Let's take some pictures, man.
Sure, man.
And I'll get to Richard.
Okay.